Hi, Carl here for ProAV TV, and today Sony have been good enough to bring in their new FS7 II for us to have a look at. This is a fascinating camera, as the original FS7 has been incredibly popular. It's now very well known in the industry, it's gained a huge customer base of very happy users during the 2 years which it's been on the market. And normally at this point in a product's life cycle, Sony would be thinking about replacing it. But they haven't. Yes, this is a Mark II version, but it doesn't actually replace the FS7. Instead, it sits just above it in Sony's lineup. In many ways, it's not really an FS7 II, but more of an FS7 Plus or FS7 Advanced. They've taken the original camera and added a few more advanced features and done a multitude of small tweaks to improve its usability. So let's first run through the big new features. We get BT 2020 color space support, which is a fantastic addition and will help future-proof you for HDR workflows. We get a locking E-mount on the front, which we'll look at in more detail in a moment. We get a variable ND, which is one of my favorite technologies which I've seen from Sony. The FS5 has this, but the original FS7 missed out. So it's great to have it in a larger, more complex camera. To be honest, I think every camera should be able to do this. It makes controlling your exposure while outside just so simple. If you've never used it before, look it up. We've made a video on it with the FS5 and there's a whole load of content out there as well about it. It's well worth knowing about and I'm very glad to see it on the FS7 II. So those are its new big features, but then there's all the tweaks. My favorite of these is the addition of 4 more assignable buttons, all of which have a nice texture to them to make them feel different to all the rest of the buttons, which is a nice little touch. Also on the side here, we now get a power LED next to the on and off switch to let you know that the camera's on. The audio door now opens downwards rather than sideways, so that it's easier to leave open. And the XQD cards actually stick out now further when they're popped out than they used to, which makes them easier to grab. If we look up here to the viewfinder, Sony have given us a square rod rather than a circular one. This means the viewfinder doesn't tilt away from the camera as easily, as you obviously want to keep your horizon on the viewfinder the same as it is on the camera. Plus the loop itself has had some changes. It's now easier to attach with just one catch to release on the bottom, so it's fixed on the top. And there's this new foldable sun hood, which gives you another option when shooting outside. I can see myself using this a lot. I think it's a very nice addition. Then, if we look down to the grip arm, Sony have gone for a toolless design here. There's now 2 knobs to quickly and easily change the angle and the length of the arm. This was a real headache on the original FS7 and something that has always annoyed me, as you needed a screwdriver to change the length of the arm, meaning packing it up at the end of the day, if you had the arm extended, you wanted to make it smaller to fit in your bag, it just took that little bit longer. Plus now you can actually drastically shorten the arm by moving the array rosette. So you take out the clasp, you put it in through the arm and attach that array rosette there with the locking knob. And this means that if you're not using it on the shoulder at all, you don't actually want the arm coming down, you can have a more compact setup for tripod work, a bit like the FS5, like I've got it set up here. Now let's take a look at the locking E-mount on the front. This is something new for Sony. They have their higher end FZ mount, which you'll find on the F5 and the F55, which has a locking ring. And PL mount, which is the industry standard for cinema lenses, has always been based on a locking ring. But the more ordinary mounts, like the E-mount, the ones designed for still lenses, have never had that. Well, now, to attach an E-mount lens, like this 18 to 110mm, you hold the lens into place and you turn the ring to hold it there. Then there's the extra little release catch on the top here to make sure it's secure. This is a much safer way of attaching the lens, especially when you're working with expensive and heavy glass. It's also part of a completely redesigned front panel of the camera using reinforced materials. The idea is that this camera is going to be perfect for using larger, heavier lenses, even if you don't have any rods and lens support. On the flip side though, it does mean that changing lenses takes that little bit longer and actually needs 2 hands to do, but there's always a trade-off somewhere. So, who is the FS7 II for? Well, if you're an FS7 owner, should you upgrade? Or if you're new, should you get the FS7 or the FS7 II? It's actually very tricky to choose between them. As the internal capabilities and the image is mostly the same on the original FS7, it's definitely still a contender. It's still a great camera with lots of life left in it. After all, that's the whole reason Sony have refined it rather than replaced it with the FS7 II. But if your work might be shown in HDR, or if you use large and heavy lenses, perhaps Cineglass with a crew, or B4 lenses, or telephoto lenses for wildlife and nature work, then the FS7 II is the clear winner. If you're not, then the decision is a little tougher. Personally, I think the variable ND and the ergonomic tweaks will be worth the extra cost for most users, particularly if you go for the FS7 IIK version, which comes with this 18 to 110mm lens here. I did a video on this lens last week, so do take a look at that if you haven't already seen it, because this is a fantastic lens and it's well worth knowing about. Ultimately though, the decision comes down to what you think. Have Sony added enough new features here for you to make the switch? Let me know in the comments section, and make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.